Today we're going to talk about a really important practice that is often overlooked, and that is unlearning. Aren't we always told how important learning new things is? Absolutely. Learning is hugely beneficial to our happiness, to our self-discovery, but in all of this space dedicated to learning things, we need to also make sure that we're properly unlearning old things. So what do I mean by this? Our brains are essentially like sponges, absorbing new information all the time, especially when we're young. But as we get older, they start to harden. When we often talk about the same things or repeat the same actions, our brain makes stronger and stronger connections, and eventually that's how we make sense of the world. In a lot of ways, this is really beneficial. It helps us be successful and feel comfortable with what we're doing. On the flip side, though, it also leads us to things like confirmation bias or selective attention. Our brains, organization, and categories that we've put everything into become fixed in our minds, and we don't even realize it. And so when new information or new ideas might come at us, we don't necessarily organize them properly. And in fact, if they don't fit into what we already have organized, sometimes we don't even pay attention, and we don't even realize we're not paying attention. The other thing, our brains can only hold so many ideas and so much information. Eventually, they become kind of full. And so in doing this, when we want to learn new things, when we want to make more self-discoveries, the only way that we can make that happen is if we make room. And that's through unlearning things. Unlearning essentially is taking those beliefs or that mindset or those ideas you have and letting them go. It's a really important concept, but it also is really vulnerable. And it's hard to do. When we unlearn things, we've got to let go of sometimes things that we've held on to deeply for a really long time. The other thing that's hard is that a lot of times our mindset has been formed through society and from childhood in ways that we don't even realize that that's what we believe. It's so deeply ingrained, we don't know to question it. Which is why we've got to follow these strategies to help start unlearning things. And the first, question everything. There is nothing about you or about your life that you shouldn't question. Worst case, you just believe more firmly in the thing that you believed in the first place. Best case, you question something and realize it no longer serves you and you open yourself up to learn something new. Another strategy, tune into your body. While it's really easy to get stuck in our confirmation bias and our brain and all of those beliefs that we don't even know we have, our body sometimes tells us the truth a lot sooner. If you ever feel that feeling in your gut or a tightness in your chest, those are all tells that maybe some of the things you're doing or thinking are no longer serving you. Third strategy, use a journal. It is so much better to get these thoughts onto paper because it's in the process of writing and handwriting that you're going to make those self-discoveries and those intuition hits are going to happen that you couldn't if you're just sitting there thinking and stuck in your brain. Fourth, unlearning things is not easy and not always fun, so show yourself compassion. It's not going to happen overnight, but over time, you're going to really open yourself up to a lot more self-growth and self-discovery. And finally, make sure you find your tribe. Find your resources for inspiration. You're watching these videos. Connect with other people, other journalers, friends. Connect with Create Right Now. All of these things are going to help you along the way as you unlearn all of the things that no longer serve you and maybe society has put in your brain or culture or your family. And you're going to allow yourself to open up to learn what is right for you. And that is where you're going to be on your way to happiness and fulfillment.